Bro, what's good? What's good? What's good? So we got real big problems economically, as a country, as a world, and otherwise. A lot of stuff going on out here. As far as Donald Trump not attending his son's wedding, that was probably one of the most telling things that I've seen thus far. Not attending your kid's wedding because of issues going on around the United States, and then the war over in Iran is a lot to contend with. But we also got a lot of stuff going on off the coast of Cuba. Saw a report that our inflation, our dollar inflation, is running around about 3.8%, which also cannot possibly be true. Because when you start to factor in food and energy, and let's not forget that everything is energy, I would probably say it's closer to anywhere between 35 and 47, depending on where it is you actually live at. And I'm saying that because this time, last year, maybe even a couple of months ago, it was only costing me anywhere between maybe $675 at most $750 if I was on the East Coast to fill up my truck. Now it's between $1,000 and $1,100 to fill up my truck right now. So that's a hell of a jump, around 30+% right there. That's just with energy. So if you're telling me that our dollar inflation is at 3.8%, there's no way that that can possibly be true, because that doesn't factor in food, which is also on the rise as well. Not to mention, cost of living and everything has also gone up. The whole livable wage thing is not really a case for argument, because they're going to tell you the same thing anyone else with, any type of moderate understanding of what's going on. Man, go get another job. And if that doesn't work, go get another job. Lord knows I've done it myself, so I don't really know what to say as far as, working a job and you don't feel that you're making the livable wage thing, because the economy doesn't care. The markets damn sure don't care. And the companies don't care. And I think it's by time people start to realize that. Stop dedicating yourself to things and start, dedicating yourself to yourself, and you'll be a lot better off. Now, I don't know what that self-dedication actually looks like. I would imagine it's different for every person. But, men find something larger than themselves or whatever to dedicate themselves to in order to progress. That's usually family. That's a wife. That's children. And what women usually do is the exact opposite. They work to gain a sense of independence from men and from children and from family. They're on two opposites ends of the spectrum. It's not made any better by the quote unquote gender war that these people have actually started online, which in real life is not a real thing. It really isn't. Women are going to be women, men are going to be men, and we just need to let that be that. The natural state of things will return to normal based on need of necessity. And that's just the God's honest truth. I'd spend more time reading the markets than I do reading the news now, because the numbers don't lie. The money doesn't lie. Yesterday evening we had a close with oil, and oil dropped off a cliff. Everybody was all happy and ecstatic. And then not even, I want to say 3 minutes later, because I think I was reading the 3-minute chart, shot back up. Like all the losses that it had, it gained and then some. The end of yesterday, the end of closing. A perpetual futures market is what I usually stay in as far as trading is concerned. But there are a lot of things that are concerning. We got a price prediction, which I think is kind of valid for Bitcoin based on what our dollar is doing, of anywhere between 90,000 and 215,000 before year end. If Bitcoin hits anywhere above over 150,000 per coin, I think that we're in trouble. We're in serious trouble. I think that the flight to assets, be them in the stock market or in crypto or in precious metals, something that you can tangibly hold, is a real thing. Because crypto is a protocol, you can actually own a protocol outright. You can buy it, remove it, you can cold storage it. You can go into DeFi protocols, because the end game, even though I learned and taught myself how to trade, I'm still learning, because it's honestly a continuing education thing once you get into it. But I think, and I'm starting to believe, that the long game is to pull money out of the market and go into the DeFi protocols to earn yield, because it seems to be a more strategic and more of a long-term thing. Because if you can make $1 and that $1 can continuously pay you based on the asset that you go into over extended periods of time, you always have access to it. You can draw down from it, you can borrow against it, and then you can replace those funds or just cash out, you pay your capital gains. That's a far better option than trying to guess the market based on historic data. Because if the trading piece right now that's going on is really kind of hard to gauge, because they're macros, macros being the war, the oil thing, the news in general, announcements being had, Fed minutes, the Fed minutes, the PCE reports, everything, all the accoutrement that goes into it. It's kind of hard to gauge, especially now, because we are overseas, we are fighting, and the market has just been doing this. There's been no real steady gains, and in all the gains that I have been accruing, I've just been going straight into protocol assets because that's the only thing that really makes sense to me. I can't speak for anybody else, but yeah. So I think that is the end game. As far as the trading thing and everything else, you find something that works for you, and then you invest in it, you stake it, you put it in liquidity pools, you borrow and lend against it to earn additional yield and income, and then you just move on from there. Because I think that people that don't take the time to actually learn about what's going on in the financial system, they're going to fall behind to the point of a moderate type of extinction, so to speak. And I think now is the time to learn while there is still time. And I want to say it's kind of like the rebirth of finance, like a Bretton Woods 3.0, 2.0, whatever it is you want to call it. That's what it seems like to me, understanding what's actually going on. But I don't know. I'm about to work out. Y'all can follow me. You know what I'm saying? See what I do. And I'll get at y'all in a few seconds, few minutes. I don't know, maybe a few hours. Peace.